Okay, in this video, let me introduce activity 1, which is the first activity that we'll be doing based on Spotted Owl. You should create a XLS file, call it Spotted Owl, and put your last name there. And you'll do this activity on the first sheet. Okay, now in the previous video and in the documentation, I described the Spotted Owl model, and I want you to implement that on this first sheet. Okay, now this, remember the model requires P, Q, R, and U. These are called system parameters, and you'll need to specify them. So I suggest you put the system parameters in a box somewhere on your sheet. You can make it prettier than this. I know you guys are creative. I just wanted to do something basic. But you'll have to specify the values. These are actually the values used in the model. Okay. And then we want columns for the different values of the populations as a function of time. I want your time to go down to 50. And you will have columns for juveniles, subadults, and adults. At this point, it's very, very similar to the Spotted Owl wood-rat model. You can start with 1 juvenile, 0 subadults, and 0 adults. Of course, this 1 juvenile could mean 100 juveniles, or it could mean 1,000 juveniles. The model is linear, so if you increase the number, if you scale this number, then all of the numbers will be scaled appropriately. Right? So that's the first part. This is very similar to what you did before. Now, something new here are these trend lines, and let me show you how to do that. I've added exponential trend lines. So here's my sheet here, and I'll delete one and show you how to do it. Okay. Let's see, delete that one. If I right-click on this series and put Add Trend Line, okay, I want an exponential trend line, so I'm going to click here. I also want it to show the equation. Okay. And let's close. I think that should do it. All right, now, this may not be quite accurate enough, so I'm going to double click on this and go to number. And let me bring the decimal places up. I'm actually going to put 10 decimal places. All right, so now you have very accurate label for that one. Let me do another one. Okay, if I take this trend line, I don't think that's the trend line. If I take this, okay, let's see what this is. Okay, let me delete that, and then I'll see if I can add a trend line. Oh, I delete the trend line. Okay, let me show you how this works. Go here, add trend line, exponential, show equation, close, double click, number format, 10 decimal places. Okay? All right, yeah, you're going to need these accurate numbers for the ensuing parts. Okay. All right, now, so that's part A. You create your table here and you create your graphs. For part B, in columns HIJ, I want you to add 3 more headings: juvenile minus trend, subadult minus trend, and adult minus trend. Okay, I'll show you how I have it on my spreadsheet here. Of course, you should make yours prettier, but I've got three equations here. And what I've done here for juvenile minus trend, I have taken the juvenile number in this column and I subtract the equation that I got for juveniles here. Okay, so let me just show you this equation here. Okay. All right, so what did I do here? I have E2, which is the juveniles, minus, and this is exactly the equation that was given in this graph for the juveniles curve. Okay. Notice I have it raised to the power d2. Here it says to the power x, I have it to the power d2. Why d2? Because this x represents time. Okay, and here is time here. So that's how I did this. I did the others the same way, and then I did fill down. Okay, so that's how you do that one. You should be able to graph the results for these three columns. You should get something like this. I don't want a long graph, just the first from 0 to 8, from time from 0 to 8. And notice the behavior here. It's quite interesting. Okay, that's what happens when I take the difference between the actual population growth and the long-term trend. So it's kind of wiggly. All right. So that's the end of activity 1. I'll do another video for activity 2.